Welcome guys to yet another video, and today I'm going to talk about another pet mod, which is Alternatium. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, what is Alternatium? Alternatium is a pet mod which focuses on Pokemon with alternate forms, and it will make each of these forms its own species of Pokemon. So let's say here we have Damaletan and Galarian Damaletan. Normally, those two are considered as Damaletan by something like the team builder or team validate the validator, which means that you can't use both Damaletan and Galarian Damaletan because of the species clause. In this pet mod, those two are two separate Pokemon, and also there's Zen modes. Like we have in this metagame in Alternatium, we have 4 Damaletans: regular, Damaletan Zen, Galarian Damaletan Zen, and Galarian Damaletan. So this is a rough explanation of the pet mod. I'm a constant member of this mod, as you can see here. That's why I'm excited to make this video, because I've actually waited a really long time to make this video because I wanted to have a basis for my video. And this basis will be here. First of all, here's the Hall of Fame. So here are the Pokemon. We have a World Compendium. Both of them aren't up to date yet, but they soon will be. There's also a spreadsheet that I've made. Hold on, let me switch here. And here you can see every submission, which slides, typing, abilities, moves, etc., etc. And yeah, now I've raised for this a viability ranking so that I can properly show you, so that I can properly introduce you to this metagame. And yeah, that's pretty much the, yeah, I think. Okay, first off, let me tell you why I like this metagame and why I'm making a video for it. So the reason why I like Alternatium is because the team building options, like I like variety in my team building process, and there are so many great Pokemon. And the thing is that each of them are, I wouldn't say in viability they aren't on the equal level, but power wise they are on equal level. I mean, like Zacian Crown is on the same level as okay, I wouldn't say it's on the same level like viability wise, but power wise they are not that like the gap between them isn't as big as in regular Gen 8, where Zacian is AG and Pikachu might as well be a little cup Pokemon. And I've just thrown my mic. Okay. Yeah. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So first off, here you can see all the Pokemons. Now I want to mention that in the viability ranking and here in the World Compendium, there are 2 slides missing. That will be slide 10, which were Genesect, and slide 11, which were the Weather Titans, Kyogre and Groudon. And I will still talk about them and give my personal thoughts on where on the tier list they would belong for me. But yeah, so and also you can participate in this mod. Currently we have slide 12 Deoxys. I don't think I will participate in this slide because I really like ideas, but yeah, if you want, you can go there. There's also a Discord. It's linked here. Hold on. Okay, the Discord isn't linked here. I will link it for you in the video description, but yeah. So let's get started with the viability rankings. So okay, first off, Dameten Zen. I hate this thing because it's really bulky. Like we can. Okay, yeah, I'm doing this that way. Hold on here. This is on Dragon Haven. You can go there, and yeah, here we have Dameten Zen. And as you can see, it's really bulky. Like, it has massive HP and massive defenses, and it has a usable special attack of 90. While its speed hurts, it's actually one of its best attributes. I would say that it's so slow. First off, let's get to the sets. A standard set will be Doom Desire, Wish, and Parting Shot. And yeah, and 1 max HP and whatever defense you like. I usually like it as my special wall because Slowbow is usually my physical wall, but yeah. And this is the reason why its speed of 5 is actually a benefit for it, because Parting Shot essentially, okay, it's not exactly like Teleport, because if you use Parting Shot against a Pokemon that uses Teleport, the Teleport Pokemon will always move last, so you switch before them. But in any other cases where other Pokemon also use switching moves, Parting Shot will behave like a pseudo Teleport. And this is huge because it also drops the special attack and attacks, so every time, and so it allows for easier setting up with your offensive Pokemon, or if your defensive Pokemon is super low and you needed to check a, let's say your Slowbro is low and you needed to check a Dameten, you can just Parting Shot out of it and heal with Slowbro while the Dameten is weakened. And yeah, that's pretty much the idea behind it. Wish is this is actually one of the reasons why I hate it. We had a tour a while ago, and Dameten Zen was on every team, and it just, aside from my teams because I don't like using it, but it stops progress so hard. It's so bulky, like it isn't 2-hit KO'd by most hits, and that means it can switch in, use Wish, set up Doom Desire because it will receive its own Wish without Protect because it's that bulky, and then Parting Shot. Okay, no, it will use Wish again and then Parting Shot, and this is practically Wish Teleport. Okay, not if you face a Pokemon that uses Teleport because they will move last, but you get the idea. This is kind of a Wish Teleport situation. The last move is up to personal preference. I like Protect because if Dameten Zen is low, you can just receive its own wishes. Or what I've also seen in the tour, and which I really hate, was Will-O-Wisp. And this is pretty huge because physical ghost types and dark types are really good in this metagame, and crippling them is pretty nice because otherwise you just invite them in. So crippling them is huge. You can also run Toxic. Future Sight, you could use Future Sight, but Doom Desire is the standard for a reason, because it doesn't have any immunity, because no type is immune to Steel. So I don't like Taunt on it because it's so slow, but yeah, you could still make use of it. Knockoff is, okay, wait, hold on, you can see it. Knockoff is also really good. Yeah, you can use a knockoff because there's actually no absorption in the metagame. Okay, here's the thing. there's technically absorption, like this is something I forgot to mention, but Pokemon that require an item to be used in that form, for example the Savalai types or the or Zacian and Zamazenta Crown, those need to use their memories or the rusted items respectively, but in this metagame they don't. Now if I go to hold on, let me see. Wait, hold on, does it? Nope. Here, if I go to bug, it forces me to run the bug memory. Now you can still change it to choice band and it will work, but it will auto force you to run these memories, and I've had it once that I run Zacian Crowned. And I forgot to change its item, so it had rusted sword, and I just realized that that this is the only status absorption there is in the metagame. This is a national dex based pet mod. This means we have Pokemon like Deoxys, which are Dexit or Muk. Here, Muk. And we also have Dexit moves like Hidden Power and Pursuit, but we don't have C moves because the council agreed that C moves in such a small metagame will be really, I would say, oh lord, I would say oppressive, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist. So yeah, no Z moves, which means that only the Savalais and the Zacians, if you forgot to change the item, that they can absorb knockoff. So yeah, otherwise knockoff is really spammable in this metagame. Also there are no megas, so there's no mega slow bro. Just as a reference, you could also run, I've honestly wanted to try this, Trick Toxic Orb, because you can't be toxic. Technically you also can't be burned, so you can also run a Flame Orb because of Comatose. This is also one of the reasons why it's really dumb and where I hate it, because you can't put it on a timer. You can knock its leftovers out and put it on a timer with this. So yeah, this I really hate this Pokemon. And yeah, so yeah, this is also a set I really like to run. Don't know how viable it is, but I really want to try it. So yeah, go FizzDev if you want to. You can calc more advanced stuff. I think you could even do this and be more of a mixed wall, because investing in HP isn't that useful if your HP set is that high. So if you run something like this, you're more of a mixed wall. If you run something like this, for example, this is less of a mixed wall than if you do something like this, because the HP is already that high. But yeah, that has been Dominate and Zen. Am I missing something? Body press could be useful, so that you don't rely on what's it called, Doom Desire, but I actually don't know how viable it is. I don't know if there's a bug where Pokemon that are the alternative form of another Pokemon have moves that they shouldn't, like for example Rotom. Regular Rotom gained Recover in this pet mod, and all the other forms of Rotom also have Recover in the team builder, but the validator says that they can't use the Recover, because they can learn, because they're their own species, they all have their own move pool. So yeah, there's this little bug, but that's not an issue. So Damelton Jizen. Now this thing was actually really good. it might have been also an S tier, but we nerfed it. It has a new ability called Rare Cold, where if you move first, you take health damage, and hold on. If you move first, you take half damage. Now the problem is that you could set up with belly drum pretty easily, and you just run. Hold on, let me show it to you. Here, you could run something like this: citrus berry, rare cold, icicle crash, or ice punch if you want to be a bit safer. But yeah, fire punch, earthquake, and belly drum. And this was pretty much the set, and this was a game ender. Like if this Pokemon set up, you had your only counter. The only Pokemon that could tank a hit was Slowbro, which could take an Icicle Crash, but the Icicle Crash could also flinch. So Slowbro was only a counter, only a check, like 70% of the time, and this was really bad. So we decided to nerf it. There was also my apologies for that, but there was also a bug where priority moves didn't also did have damage if the Pokemon was slower, naturally slower than Darmanitan and Galar. I managed to fix it, but this actually I was battling with G-Look. I actually don't know. In the same tour where I also started to hate Darmanitan Zen, but I actually don't know. Was it this? I don't know actually. Hold on. Yeah, I think it was this one. No, wait. Sorry, let me get that replay first. Or did I think I pressed the wrong link. No, huh? Huh? Okay, I think the replay is gone. That. Oh wait, was it this one? I actually don't know. No, that wasn't this one. Okay, never mind. Okay, I can't find the match, but I actually stole G-Luke's win because of this bug, and I'm really sorry for that. But yeah, now this bug is fixed, and also it does take 30% less damage. 30% is still much, but it's you're allowed. But like, okay, how do I put it? It doesn't wait, how do I say it? It takes way more chip, and and it's not full health. Like if it uses its citrus berry, it's not full health. It's at 75%. If Stealth Rock are up, it's even lower. But like the thing is, due to its low defense and it's due to its low defense, it takes physical damage, physical moves. Hit pretty hard, and with the damage reduction, if physical moves are halved, they still did probably like 40% to it, but now they do over 50%, and yeah, this really reduces its tanking capabilities. But yeah, that was the belly drum set and its nerfs. I actually don't think that there's another useful word called aside from belly drum sweeping. No. Another set I want to show you is the regenerator set, and this really threw me off in a match. I can actually show you this because I think it was this one. Was it this one? Yep. I will show you this replay. Hold on, let me get to the tab. Yep. And yeah, here's Damet and Zen. And I thought that he will set up with Rare Cold because that was the standard set. But it actually turns out that he has Will-O-Wisp. And it still does a ton. Yeah, it switches out. Comes in later. Yeah, and I think he recovered. Yeah, it recovered some health. So G-Luke used a recover. Not recover. It used a regenerator set and. Hold on. Oops. Where is it here? And this is a really cool idea. Like U-turn. G-Luke used Freeze Dry, Will-O-Wisp, and I think Flamethrower. I think that was the set. But yeah, I think you could drop its speed. Let me see what speed you would want. Oh yeah, I think outspeeding this one should be good enough. That should be 400 and yep, here. Probably something like this. Yeah, I think this will do the job. Yeah, this is pretty much like it's the fastest. Damelton Zen is the Damelton Galar Zen is the fastest and is the naturally fastest Pokemon in this metagame, and you have really good support of like ignore Excel because it's for regular Damelton Galar, and yeah, and this is pretty much the bug I already talked about. I wouldn't use Fake Out on it because yeah, Fake Out is probably not that good on it. Haste could be really good. Like I can see Haste. Like Haste on this thing is actually pretty useful because you could remove the stat boost from Aegislash. And like pretty much every Silvally because you outspeed all of them. And if they are set up, then they will be slower than you aside from Flame Charge. So you have to be careful around that. But besides that, yeah. Haste has a use. I don't think I think you should stick with Freeze Dry. This is also something G-Luke surprised me with. I switched my Slowbro in and it killed me in one shot. So yeah, and I'm actually seeing that I've been recording for 24 minutes and I've just covered 2 months, so I will just hurry up a bit. Parting shot it's pretty much the same as Damelton Zen Damelton, but instead of a slow parting shot, you have a fast parting shot, so any Pokemon can switch in and tank a hit. It isn't as useful as a slow thing, but yeah, recover is good, so you can heal up your damage taken, and you don't have to rely on something like so you don't have to rely on regenerator. Hold on, where is it? Taunt is also really good, and yawn. Taunt is on this one really good because it's the fastest Pokemon and you can deny everything like healing, Stealth Rock setting setup. So yeah, I've also wanted to try this set with a thingy. but I've struggled to find a good fourth move. I was thinking something like I don't know, Focus Blast, but I don't like Focus Blast on a pivot. So I actually don't know what to fit here. So probably Fake Out would be good here, so you get a bit more chip. But yeah, I don't know how viable this is. This is just an idea I had. So yeah, that's Dalmatian. Now Dark Trio. Dark Trio is really strong here. It doesn't have Arena Trap, but it is fast, it has a good dual step, and it has really good attack. Now people ran something like this: Scope Lens, Drill Run, Night Slash, and I think Stone Edge. And I actually don't know what the last move is, Attack Order, or like, if you couldn't tell, this thing aims at critical hits, and while it might be a fun gimmick, I actually don't think it's viable at all. Like, yeah, critting every move is pretty neat. I think Sucker Punch is the best option here. Like, critting every hit is pretty nice, yeah, but like Slowbro, which is the premier physical wall in the metagame, has shell armor, and it does have Oblivious, which is also really good because Slowbro variants who have more support, more status moves to run, they usually run Oblivious, because so that taunt can't do anything to them. But 90% of the Slowbros you will run have shell armor, so you practically do no damage to it, and yeah, just chip yourself with, because it sometimes runs a Rocky Helmet, and if that's the case, you just, yeah, screw yourself. So you could run it, but I don't recommend it. So now the fun set is Choice Spend. People like to run Life Orb, and while Life Orb is really good on it and definitely worth trying out, I don't like Life Orb in a combination with U-turn, and all Dark Trios run U-turn. So I don't like Life Orb with the combination of U-turn, because like you chip yourself harder for just pivoting, and I just don't think it's all that worth it. So yeah, that's Dark Tree. You could run. Wait, do you have any setup move? You have Curse. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's pretty much Dark Tree. You could also run something like this, a lead set with Memento and a Stealth Rock over something like Sucker Punch. I don't know how viable it is. This is just, some of these are just theory money. Like, I've never ran this set, but I could see some use out of it. Other options would be Pursuit, because a step Pursuit is really good, especially 110. And the thing is, Pokemon can't pursue, can't scout you with Protect, because you have Unseen Fist. So Pursuit in this case becomes even more powerful. Stone Edge has really good coverage. You could also run free attack substitute, and this could also work. So you can punish your Pokemon sacking your opponent sacking off a Pokemon to bring in a revenge killer safely. Toxic on a CB set could also be really good, because you just punish Slowbro for switching in. So yeah, that's Dark Trio. We have Sandstorm in this metagame with the Valai Rock, and to be honest, you could make something like this work, but I don't think it's all that necessary for Dark Trio. So yeah. So what mon do we have here? Slowbro. No, wait, I can't. Huh? I'm so dumb. I just got to a. Okay, Okay, I missed out on a few Pokemon. Okay, first off, Landorus. Landorus is the good old Landorus. It has Earth Power. It now has Air Slash and Focus Blast. This is pretty much standard Landorus. It's just a bit weaker now because otherwise it would be broken. But it still hits stupid hard. Like, don't underestimate this Pokemon. It's still really strong. At 100 is a decent speed in this metagame. So you get a ton of opportunity to fire off nuclear attacks. You can run a life orb. Like, life orb is probably the best set. The last move is pretty expendable. You can run something like energy ball for coverage on Slowbro, or sludge bomb on the for hold on, for fairies, or knock off to cripple Pokemon, or hidden power ice to check other Landorus, because other Landorus check you, especially Landorus Bengal, but we get to that. Rock Polish could also work. You could run something like Modest Rock Polish. Stealth Rock. I really like Stealth Rock on offensive mons like these. I really like it. So yeah, you can also run Stealth Rock. You could run Toxic or U-Turn even for pivoting. Another set that I like is this with Hidden Power Ice, so you can, because Hidden Power Ice provides some pretty good coverage. You could also run something like Defog as a secondary defogger and a fast defog on top of that. I don't think Explosion is worth using on it. What do we have here? Knockoff is still really good on a Scarf set. Toxic, Weather Ball, if you run a weather team. And the thing is, we got Drought with the Genesect Slide, and we got Drizzle with the Kyogre. But we also got something like Desolate Land and Primordial Seas. So weather teams, I don't know how viable weather teams would be, but yeah. Another set you could run is utilize Sandforce, and previously the only sand stream, the Sand Summoner, was Slowbro with Sand Spit, and now you don't see it, because if you want to run Sand, you can just run Silverlight Rock. So yeah, something like this. So it's then okay, maybe Soft Sand, because I don't like this. So something like this could also work. You could also instead of Rock Slides run Smackdown, because Rotom Fan is a really common Pokemon, and while it got nerfed, it's still really good. And Smackdown, Rotom Fan in this metagame has Delta Stream, so it has Delta Stream, so you just you can just smack it down and Earthquake it to death, because normally it would resist Rock Slide because of that stream. But yeah, that's pretty much actually Landorus. There isn't anything else. You could run Bulk Up. Okay, I actually think that Sword Dance is better on a set like this for Sand teams, but yeah. Is there anything else? Okay, no, you have Psychic, don't run extra sensory. Grass Knot is not good. Substitute is also really good, like Sword Dance or something like this. Oh, okay. And this is also an option. You can just run Gravity, and you make, like, with Gravity, you'd only have to use Gravity once, and then you can click Earthquake. While if you use Smackdown on a flying type, they can just switch out into another Levitator or flying type, and your Earthquake does nothing. And Gravity also benefits your other Pokemon. Now, the thing is with Smackdown is that even though it's weak, it still is a attacking rock type move, and it still has amazing coverage with Earthquake. So yeah, it's up to personal preference what you want on it. But yeah, that's Landorus. Now we get to Slowbro. Slow Bro is the premier physical wall. I like to run Rocky Helmet on it with shell armor, and you can run something like this bolts. So yeah, and yeah, from here on it's pretty much customizable as you like. You can also run leftovers on it if you prefer that, or you can, yeah, leftovers, because spikes aren't okay. Spikes are common with Sasha and Crown, and now with Groudon and Kyogre because they got it. But oh, sorry, I've been talking too much. But yeah, heavy duty boots could still be run, but I honestly don't see the use on it. My favorite set that I always run is Rocky Helmet, Scald, Body Press, Leg Off, and Teleport. And yeah, this set checks a lot of the physical attackers, Dameten, Dark Trio. Like, let's see here, it can take 10 hits from Aegislash, from Genesects, the physical ones, or from Landorus if it's Sandforce, or Landorus Bengal. Mark, like it's the premier physical wall, and it checks so many of the Pokemon. Now you can still customize it. Like, for example, you could run Fire Blast on it, or you could run Rapid Spin on it. If you run 3 status moves like this one, I would recommend you to try Oblivious, because if you get taunted with this thing, it really sucks, because it's like these 3 moves are so good, and being taunted is really bad on it. So you could run this. On a defensive set, what could you also run? Toxic and Thunder Wave are also really good. I've yet to try out Trick Room, but I think it has a niche. But yeah, let's see. Another set I really like to run, or that I've ran, was hold on, what were my moves? I think Scald and wasn't flame. I think it was Flamethrower, something like that. No, it wasn't Flamethrower, because of it was Grass Knot, yeah. So I can beat Silvally Water, which is Water Absorb. But yeah, this, like, it already has ridiculous physical bulk, and it can be crit. So you just have to be careful with that, and you're pretty much good to go for a sweep. Now this is really taunt bait, and also status hurts it, but yeah, I've tried it once. Okay, I've tried it more than once, but it only worked once, so I don't know how viable it is. But yeah, that's Slowbro. I think next we have Glow King. Now, Slow King Galar is pretty much what it is in Gen 8 OU. It's Poison Dark now, which means it only has one weakness, and just one full HP, Modest, or okay, maybe not. Okay, either Calm or Modest, whatever you want. I like it to be. Okay, no, actually, I like Modest more. So yeah, you have Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse. Eerie Spell is a dark type move now. Don't believe that it's a bug from the team builder. It's dark type now, not psychic. So yeah. This and yeah, the last move is pretty much up to personal preference. I personally like Scald on it, or Hydro Pump. Okay, maybe if I run Modest full special attack, then I run Hydro Pump for the extra damage. But yeah, there honestly isn't much to say here. This is just Assault Vest, run it bulky or offensive. Oh, okay, not bulky or offensive, bulky or strong, however you like it. I think these 3 moves are necessary, and the last move can be, I don't think Earthquake has a place on it. You can run Focus Blast, you can run Shadow Ball. Okay, no, Shadow Ball is a bad idea, but yeah, you get the idea. Now you could also run something like a Nasty Plot set with Black Sludge, something like this, and not Recover Slack Off. Something like this could also work. You get Trick Room, right? Yeah. You could also run a Trick Room set. Something like this. But yeah, it's pretty much up to personal preference what you do with this thing. It checks a ton. Like, there are so many dangerous special attackers here, and it checks all of them pretty well. For these two, you have to be careful with Moonblast and Draco Meteor respectively. But if you run full special attack and assault vest, you don't have to worry about them. If you run Modest with full special attack, then be more careful around these two. But otherwise, it checks pretty much every special attacker, aside from Landorus Bengal, which has Earth Power. But otherwise, that's it. Yeah, that's Glow King. Now we get to Aegis Shield. Yeah, Nightshade, Volt Switch, Slag Off. And the last move is up to personal preference. I like Toxic. I like Shukaberry on it because Shukaberry and Filter synergize so well together and you can mess up ground types. I like it more especially defensive because, as I mentioned before, my go-to physical check is physical wall is Slowbro. So yeah. Now the thing is, it faces competition from Damet and Zen, which has Wish, Parting Shot, and Doom Desire. This has a switching move that can be blocked, and while Slack Off is good, it's really good as recovery. Okay, it's better recovery than Wish, but Wish benefits your partners, so that's pretty bad, and it can be status. But yeah, it's still a really good Pokemon because Ghost Steel is a really good defensive typing, and with Filter you can tank some super effective hits, especially if you add on Shukaberry. This can also be something like Leftovers if you want to. I just really like Shukaberry, and the fact that I can cripple ground types with Toxic. But yeah, you could also run a King Shield substitute Toxic set. On this you should run Leftover. The thing is, you can't fit Slack Off in it, so you really need to be careful, or you just replace King Shield with Slack Off. So this could also work, but in physically defensive, specially defensive, however you like. This is pretty much it, but hold on. Yeah, okay, I would run a bit of speed so that you can outrun Thunderous. So yeah, something like this, so that you can outrun Thunderous. But yeah, that's pretty much Aegis Shield. Like Aegis Shield, what else do we have? Like, the thing is, you won't use something like Gyro Ball, Head Smash, or something like that because it's so weak and it can't transform to to the Blade form. So yeah, you won't make use of Pursuit, Shadow Sneak, or something like that. Just run a Sub-Toxic set or a defensive set with Volt Switch and Slack Off. So yeah, that is Aegis Shield. I already covered Dactyl, Landorus, Bengal. Now this thing, I need to drink something, sorry. It's versatile. You have a leftover set. Hold on. Let me get to those speed tiers. I don't remember what you would like to auto run. Maybe auto mow if it's didn't set up yet, but I think for a more defensive approach, I think outspeeding something like Pikachu, no, outspeeding like something like Kyogre or Pikachu PhD would be nice. You could also like this outspeeds Adamant Damayton, and this would be for Kyogre and such. So yeah. Okay, to be honest, I think you would like to run like this. Okay, hold on, I need to look. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is better. This bird is better. So yeah, its physical bulk isn't that great to be honest, but yeah, you can Life Orb, Intimidate. Now here, it comes to personal preference. I think U-turn is a necessity as well as Roost. And I don't know. Do you have Stealth Walk, right? Okay, this could be a Stealth Walker, and pretty much Earthquake. If you run Jolly, or if you want Timid, you could run Earth Power. Up to personal preference. If you run a Timid nature, you can also fit Hidden Power Ice for more damage. Knockoff is good on both. Tree. Yeah, okay. This is it. You could also outspeed the Savalai, some of them, if you go faster, but yeah. That's pretty much defensive. I think you could also make something like something like this. Okay, yeah, that's physically defensive. You can also run it specially defensive. If you run specially defensive, you could consider removing Intimidate for Pack Leader. But yeah, it pretty much depends if you run a mixed defensive set like this EV Spirit doesn't mean nothing, like this is just here for the sake of it, but yeah. You can run something like this. Defensive set could also utilize HPIs, knockoff, boom, boom. It doesn't have defog, but it can also utilize yawn on defensive sets, which is pretty nice. I like a set like this. Earth Power, Air Slash, U-turn, and HP Ice. Assault Vest. It has decent. It has decent special bulk, and with Assault Vest you can tank some hits, and you mess up other Landorus, and yeah, be a bulky strong attacker. Pack Leader deals 1.3 times damage if you move first, so it is really good here. Now what do we have here for the special side? You can also run a Scarf set, and instead of any of these moves you can run Trick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, it has Hurricane also. This is also something I want to try out on a weather team, but I haven't yet found the chance yet to utilize it. You can run Roost as a last move, so you can keep longevity. Physical sets have Earthquake. It has Everlace, but I don't think Everlace is that useful in it. You can have Stone Edge, U-turn, Superpower. Okay, U-turn should be there, but like Superpower, Knock Off. You can still utilize Hidden Power Ice. Okay, Stone Edge is there. You can still run Everlace. You can run Trick, whatever you prefer. You could also make something like Life. Okay, no, I don't like Life Orb, Soft Sand, Sword Stance, Roost. Okay, if you run Roost, then maybe run Life Orb, but stuff like this can work. You can run Calm Mind with Earth Power and Hurricane. Special attack, you can run Intimidate. Like, this thing is really customizable. Like, it can fit on every team. Like, Rock Polish, Sword Stance, Rock Polish and Pack Leader suggest so well together. Like, you can really pretty much like you can customize this thing as much as you like. What do we have next? I have to hurry up because I'm already almost at half an hour, so yeah. Rotom Heat has sturdy, and with heavy duty boots you always tank 1 hit when you're at full HP. And Overheat, Moonblast, Nasty Plot and Pain Split is in my opinion the best set. You set up on passive walls, and Fire and Fairy have really good coverage, especially for this metagame. Like I can, okay, this is the German wiki. I don't know why I clicked that. Fire and Fairy. It's only checked by other fires and fairies. But it still has really good. Okay, no, it's only checked by fires, but the only fires in this metagame don't like switching into it because Dameten isn't that frail, but it still has really good HP, and getting chipped down is really bad, especially because Dameten usually runs Life Orb. I've seen heavy duty boots, and while this is a really good strategy, I don't think that giving up so much power is that worth it. If you have rare codes that work, like really punish this, but yeah. Opposing Rotom Heat would be a problem, but yeah, that's the gist of it. You can also run Flamethrowers for a more spam move. It doesn't have recover, so don't bother with it. I think it also lost all electric moves, if I remember correctly. No, it just gained Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and Flamethrower. So you can also run something like Thunderbolt, like Nasty Plot 3 attacks, something like this. I think you have to run heavy duty boots on it, because otherwise you won't make much use of sturdy. But yeah, defog is an option for it. Taunt is also a really good option. It has Volt Switch for pivoting, so you can also utilize that, like here, Volt Switch. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Toxic is also really good to punish those fire types from switching in. So yeah, that is Rotom Heat. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm pretty sure you could also make use of Hidden Power Water for fire types, but yeah, I don't know. I leave it at that. Silverlight Dragon. Silverlight Dragon is a really good defensive Pokemon. I like to run heavy duty boots on it because of multi-scale. Oh yeah. Here RKS system ability varies based on the user's type. If it's okay, I should rather say user species because I coded it with species, but Sivalai Dragon has multi-scale, and you can look them up in the spreadsheet because here they are. But Sivalai Dragon has multi-scale, and yeah, it's pretty fast and it's decently bulky. Something like this is a really good spread. Okay, wait, what does it outspeed again? Base 108 Pokemon, if I remember correctly. No, that's not true. No, wait, it should be true. Yeah, it should outspeed Zacian, if I remember correctly. Yep, okay, it outspeeds Zacian. I don't know what attacking move on this is good. Like, I really have no idea. But I figured that Flamethrower does the job. Then run something like this. Like, Seveli here is really customizable. Like, okay, on Seveli Dragon always one recover, always. It doesn't matter what set you're running, offensive, defensive, always one recover, because multi-scale and recover go hand in hand. Like, really, just do it. And the last move is pretty expendable. You can run Toxic, Thunder Wave, Tailwind for support. Not necessarily stuff. Okay, you can also run Nasty Plot with a stab move, but in this case, you would just be walled by fairies. Stealth Rock, you can run War on it because you have multi-scale and you always tank a hit if you're at full health, and that's why heavy duty boots are so good on it, because multi-scale doesn't get broken. And if this is your defogger, then always run heavy duty boots, because there will be no other Pokemon that will defog away those hazards for you. So yeah, yeah, that's defensive. Now I want to show an offensive set. It has Draco Meteor, Flash, where's Flash can here, Flamethrower and Nasty Plot. Yep. Yeah. Pretty. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, Draco Meteor, Flash Can and Flamethrower have good coverage together, and with Nasty Plot you can break, you can punch some holes in your opposing team. You can also run something like where is it, multi-attack? Yep, Earthquake and Iron Head. Or do you have Poison Jab? Because I think Poison Jab would be better. No, you haven't, motherfucker. And Sword Dance. So this is just the same set, but for the special, for the physical side, I have Earthquake instead of a fire move, because okay, no, actually that's pretty dumb. You should run Fire Fang because of Rotom Fan, because otherwise it will just wall you. And yeah, that's pretty bad otherwise. So yeah, that's Silverlight Dragon. Next up we have Silverlight Water, and Silverlight Water is a defensive Pokemon. Okay, what's hold on, let me go to speed tiers again. Something like this could work. Bolt, and it's your it's also a physical tank. Okay, more of a wall, but yeah, you get the idea. This is practically Slowbro without the massive bulk, and it lacks the massive bulk of Slowbro, and it gives out the ability to check electric types, but it has way more utility with parting shots, skull. Okay, Slowbro also has skull, but on this thing you can fit something like recover, defog, and stealth rock more easily because you won't give up on much on other things. This is a physically defensive set. We have Rocky helmet on this. You can also run Rocky helmet on it. Also RKS system for Severe Water is water absorb. So yeah, heavy duty boots against stealth rock damage or spikes damage. And yeah, pretty much a standard set here. I honestly won't bother with offensive sets. I have one offensive set here. Where is it here? Which takes advantage of passive walls, like Slowbro and Dameten Zen. But otherwise, I think I won't bother with offensive sets, and I have sub nasty plot to prevent status and to boost up. Giga Drain is there for opposing Survival Water, so that I can just one hit KO them, or at least threaten them. But yeah, Survival Water, we have Thunderous, and Thunderous is dangerous. We have Draco Meteor. On specs, one Draco Meteor, like, the power is really, really nice. Yeah. The problem it has is the old dilemma of HP ice and HP. Although, okay, no, sorry. On this Pokemon, not really, because the only Pokemon that necessitates HP grass is Slowbro, and Slowbro gets melted by Draco Meteor. So yeah, I think Choice Specs is really the best set because it has 101, and this is also a really good speed for this metagame. Like, yeah, there are a lot of things that are faster, but it plays on so much here. It's actually insane, and it has Levitate, which is really music. And Levitate, which is really good on it because it removes one weakness and it allows you to come in more easily against something like Landorus, Bengal, because you, or whether normal Landorus, because you are, first off, you are faster than Landorus, and you resist air slash, and you are immune to earth power. You have to be more careful for HPIs or focus blast or something like this, but otherwise you are an Thunderous is an offensive check to it. Other sets include not Choice Band, Choice Scarf, and I like to run Dragon Pulse on Choice Scarf because of the spammable nature of it. Because if you're in the late game and your opponent still has a ground type, you don't want to spam HP Ice is still a really good can still be a really good option, but Dragon Pulse is actually a better option, even if Hidden Power Ice is super effective, because this is just 60 times 2, because it's super effective, equals 120 base power. But Dragon Pulse with Step has more base power, something like 127.5, something like this. So Dragon Pulse is better if Hidden Power Ice is 4 times effective, then of course Hidden Power Ice is better. But yeah, in a late game you would usually like to spam Dragon Pulse. You can still run Draco Meteor, but I really like the experimental nature of Dragon Pulse. Focus Blast is also an option on these sets. Grass, no. Okay, this is if you want to mess up grass weak Pokemon, which like you already do, but if you want to be I don't know. Okay, I'm pretty okay. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Knockoff can also be useful. U-turn is a more spammable pivoting move. So the thing is with Thunderous that I've had, it's really prediction reliant with its choice sets, and sometimes you can't allow to fall behind. So in some cases, U-turn is better than Volt Switch, but it's up to personal preference. Weather Ball, if you get Drizzle, it will be really good. But yeah, other than that, Sludge Bomb could be used. But yeah, now you can also run something like this, Nasty Plot Agility, with HP Ice, and yeah, just go ham. Set up and go ham. You can also run a Taunt set, a Nasty Plot Taunt, which is also really good. Otherwise, you have Substitute, 2 attacks, Nasty Plot. This also works really well. But yeah, that's Thunderous. I'm not missing something. Dark Pulse isn't good. I have a Scarf Thunderous set with Defog in the last slot. But yeah, I've probably only made use of it once, so probably not that good. But I still want to mention it. Yep. Nothing missed. I have next up Vivillon Combat. And I actually don't know why you don't have sprites. No, this is combat. Never mind. Okay, yeah, you have no guards. Lol. I was about to say. I was about to say. Okay, yeah. So you have no guards, leftovers, and I think the best set is Focus Blast, Hurricane, and Providence. And maybe instead of Bug Buzz, run something like Roost, so you have longevity. But yeah, this thing swept me once, and it's really devastating. You can run Modest. So yeah, this is pretty much the entire set. Like I honestly don't think you would like to run it as a defensive Pokemon. Like sure, it has decent bulk, but I don't see a bug fighting Pokemon to be a good physical to be a good tank. Buzzwole would disagree, but this is not Buzzwole. But yeah, you have other options you can utilize here. You have aromatherapy. Like you could drop Focus Blast, or you can just run something like this, aromatherapy, and be more of a defensive poke, something like this. Yeah. Or you could just run different moves like Hidden Power Ice for more coverage, or Stun Spore for easier setup. And the thing is, Stun Spore can't miss, so this is also really good. Toxic also can't miss. You have U-turn, you have Tailwind for team support. Sorry. Yeah, don't run Calm Mind because you have Providence, but yeah. That's Vivillon Combat. I have to be quick here because I've been talking a really long time and I'm not even done with the A rank. Okay, I'm now done with the A rank, but not the A tier. So yeah, Aegislash. So Aegislash is a really threatening Pokemon. It has defined. We actually buffed it, but the problem is, we G-Luke told me to remove 60 points from special attacking, put them into speed, but he mistook its speed and thought that it would be 110, but it's actually 160 because I added 60 points into a base speed of 60, so it equals 120. So yeah, this thing is for now broken, and you can just run it. So I've run something like this. Okay, maybe Shadow Sneak instead. Yep. So yeah, setup and beat everything inside. Like Defiant prevents Intimidators, and you have the God, why am I so tired? You have the step combination of Close Combat and Shadow Claw, which has perfect coverage. And the item is pretty expendable. I've tried a Focus Sash lead set before with Head Smash, and it did decently well. You can also run just Choice Band with Pursuit, or you could also run a riskier set and pair this with Psychic Surge, because otherwise you would just cry. But yeah, something like this. Double setup. And this thing has perfect coverage, so everything will just drop to it. Maybe run Expert Belt or something, so you don't chip yourself. But yeah. Hold on. Yeah. So what other option is there? Destiny Bond on a lead set is good. Well, hold on, I need to get OBS. Destiny Bond on a lead set is really good. Don't Run Frustration, King Shield, no, usually not. Sub can be good, but otherwise, yeah, that's it with Aegislash. So yeah, really good offensive Pokemon. Cumulus, Cumulus is a pretty neat Pokemon. This was the spread I had. Yeah, this is it. This is the spread I did once. The thing is that don't invest in HP. Like, okay, here's the thing. Its HP is already that high, so if you want physical bulk, then don't run something like this, because this is bad. Run max dev and puts the HP here. I like to run some speed on it, so just run so yeah, just put the rest of the HP here. If you want to if you want to add more special boost, then just run something like this. Don't ever invest in HP aside if you want to optimize your bulk even more. So yeah, I like to run this. Hurry. Okay, no, I actually like Air Slash more because I don't like missing. Then Roost, Defog, and yeah, the last move is pretty up to personal preference, or your attacking move is also up to personal preference. You can run Hurricane, Knock Off, Acrobatics if you have no item, and if you're crazy, like, don't run that. But like, yeah, the last move is up to personal preference. Knock Off, I really like knockoff on it, but I usually can't fit it. So yeah, Heal Bear is also really good. What else do we have? Tailwind is good support. Taunt is really good. Toxic. U-turn. It also has Wish, so it could make a discount Damaritan Zen and just run something like this. This is my personal favorite that I like to run. But yeah, now let me get to more of an offensive set with Hurricane, Focus Blast. I don't think you have Nasty Plot anymore. Yep, you don't. So yeah, Heat Wave and U-Turn. This is all-out attacker set that doesn't care about status. Is decently bulky. Okay, this is something I like to mention. I think, if I remember correctly, no, okay, yeah, I remember correctly. This thing is without bulk investment, physically bulkier than a Blissey. If you add to its bulk, it's physically bulkier than Blissey. So you basically have a Blissey-like Pokemon. Like, it isn't Blissey because it has way more special bulk than Cumulus, but yeah, just as a reference to one of the existing Pokemon. Darmanitan. Yeah. 3 items on it: Choice Scarf, Life Orb, or Heavy Duty Boots. The rest is up to personal preference. Body Slam, U-Turn, and either run Jolly or Adamant. On a Life Orb set, I like to run Adamant more for the extra power, but on a Heavy Duty Boot set or on Scarf, or you could also run Jolly on a Life Orb set if you like to, but I usually like the extra power. Earthquake is a really good option here. You can also run Superpower or Knockoff, whatever you prefer. If you run a Choice Scarf set, you can also run Trick on it in its last move, and Heavy Duty Boot sets also utilize Trick really well, or Taunt. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Great physical breaker. It got nerfed. It was Dark type before. Now it's normal type. Now you might say, yeah, okay, it has Crunch, but like Sheer Force Body Slam is stronger than Sheer Force Crunch. So why did you make it a normal type if it's stronger? The thing is that the coverage between Fire and Dark is better than the coverage between Fire and Normal, and it allows you to save it and to check it with more Pokemon. Like, for example, Psychic types or Ghost types can check it more easily because it doesn't have a stab crunch to threaten them. But yeah, Psychic types still have to fear U-turn, but this is just so the coverage between Fire and Normal is just worse. Muk is a really nice poke. Sticky Hold is really nice in a metagame where knockoff is ever present, but okay, maybe run Black Sludge. You could run Sticky Hold, but I think Water Absorb is the better one. Gang Shot, Earthquake. I'm so tired, I don't know why. Yeah, the last moves are pretty much up to personal preference again. You can run Ice Punch, you can run Haze, you can run Taunt, Thunder Punch, Toxic, Curse. It actually hard walls something like Slowbro if Slowbro doesn't have a Psychic move or a Ice move, or Silverlight Water because of Water Absorb. So yeah. It also checks AG Shield because it's immune to Toxic and it blocks Volt Switch, and thanks to its massive HP, Nightshade doesn't do that much. So yeah, this Pokemon is actually pretty great, and yeah, I think something like this will be the best set. Enough speed to outrun the ground pokes. Adamant. Yeah, something like this should be good enough. Am I missing something? Bulk Up is... Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry, not Curse. Bulk Up sets. Bulk Up can also work pretty well. Disable can also be nasty. Shadow Sneak. So yeah, something like this. Bulk Up, Gang Shot, Earthquake, Shadow Sneak. Pretty good coverage. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's walled by Rotom Fan, but yeah, you can just run Fire Punch instead of Shadow Sneaking. So yeah. What do we have here? Rotom Fan. Now we get to my boy. The thing is, Rotom Fan was incredibly busted. Like, it had recover. It shows that it has recover, but it doesn't have recover anymore. Like, if I go here, can let recover. It doesn't have recover. So yeah, something like this was on every team, and it was like the thing is, it was pretty much everything that doesn't have a super effective move. And the thing is, I actually clocked this. It has less bulk than all of Corviknight, Celesteela, and Skarmory. But thanks to that stream, it isn't like a steel flying type. It's more of a steel type that is immune to ground and isn't weak to fighting, and that's pretty huge. It's also a steel type that is neutral to stealth rock, because that the stream doesn't reduce stealth rock damage. But yeah, that was pretty much this mon. Now it has pain. Now it only has pain split as recovery or protect. So you usually see something like this on teams. But yeah. So yeah, defensive sets with Flash Cannon, Air Slash. Also the step is pretty much up to person preference. You can run an Nasty Plot to be less passive. You have Thunder Wave, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt as support options or as utility options to prevent other walls. And a set that I wanted to try out is Pain Split, Sub Nasty Plot with Pain Split and Life Orb. This thing reduces its own HP with Life Orb and Substitute, and it can heal off against walls with Pain Split, and I really love this strategy. I think regular Rotom, okay, not regular Rotom, but I think the Rotom forms in DPP. OU also used a set like this. Or was it Gengar? Oh, okay, no, sorry, it was Gengar, but yeah. Yeah, this set can be really devastating. Flash Cannon is a safer step because it has more damage and it has 100% accuracy, but I think Air Slash does have better coverage in this metagame, so I'm running this. But yeah, that was Rotom Heat. Rotom Mow was also really broken. It had, instead of Step Sipper, it had Strong Jaw, and with Life Orb, people like to run Wood Hammer. I didn't like it. I like to run Leaf Blade more, especially if I have something like Life Orb, so I don't get one down. And this thing was like Zen mode Galarian Damaitan was an instant game ender. Like Strong Jaw, Psychic Fangs, 2-hit KO'd Rotom Fan after a boost, and this was pretty strong. Now it has Mold Breaker and Sapsipper. With Sapsipper, it can actually wall itself. Like the only Pokemon that can wall this thing was itself. And yeah, now it's much more manageable, and yeah, it has Mold Breaker. That's pretty much. You can still run something like Wood Hammer. I don't like Wood Hammer in the combination with Life Orb because the recoil is really nasty. Run it with something like Savalai Grass, so you get recovery. So you either make up for the recoil with recovery, or you boost up your leaf blaze so that you don't have to run Woodhammer. I think you have recover, if I remember correctly. Okay, no, you don't. You have taunt, you have Will-O-Wisp, you don't have Volt Switch because you got, yep, don't have Volt Switch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You have Sucker Punch, you could run a Choice Band set. Don't know how good that is, but the option is there. What else do we have? Fairy. Fairy Arceus has what's it called? It has Q Charm. So yeah, also I think something like this. Again, it's pretty much up to personal preference. Do you like defog or stealth fog on it? For defensive sets, do you want taunt? Do you want toxic? Or do you want a more support oriented with tailwind? It's pretty much up to you. Offensive sets have flamethrower and nasty plot recover, and this combination is lol. This combination is really good. Yeah, as I said before, these two have really good coverage. If you fear fire types walling you, then you have Surf, so you don't have to even use Sin Power Water. You just have Surf. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Multi-attack, Earthquake again, Fire Fang. This time you can run both Earthquake and Fire Fang because Fairy is a much better type offensively. So yeah, something like this can also work. It's pretty much up, like all these Civilized are pretty much up to personal preference and what you like to run on them. And next I saw was Civilized Ground. Yep. Yeah, Choice Band and Choice Scarf sets are really good. Multi-attack, it has Mold Breaker. Before that it has Sand Force, and Sand Force wasn't really that good, so it has Mold Breaker now. And this is really good because I mentioned before that something like Thunderous has good defensive utility because of Levitate, and Savannah Ground pretty much nullifies that because it can, like, these three are electric types with Levitate, so they remove one of their only weaknesses. In Thunderous's case, its only weakness, but Savannah Ground can just mess them up with its multi attack, and also it messes up Zen Mode Galarian Diamantine because Mold Breaker ignores Rare Cold, so that's pretty neat. I think these three moves are really good: multi-attack, Stone Edge, and U-turn. And the last move can be pretty much whatever you want: Pursuit, Parting. Okay, Parting Shot maybe not if you have U-turn, but on Choice Band you can consider Shadow Sneak, or you can consider Toxic to cripple Slowbro, or you can add to the utility and run Defog or Stealth Rock. On a Scarf set, all these options are still viable aside from Shadow Sneak, because I wouldn't run Shadow Sneak on a Scarf Pokemon. Yeah, so I just would use this for utility like Toxic, Stealth Rock, Defog, or Tailwind. Yep. Other thing is Sword Stance. Yeah, that pretty much self-explanatory. You can exchange U-turn for Shadow Sneak. So yeah. That's pretty much all there is to it. You can run Fire Fang for Water and Fan again. So yeah, don't run special sets because it doesn't have, because it's only stab move is Scorching Sense. So yeah, that's not really nice on it. Mug Oil Slick. You know what? Before getting to the B ranks, I'm actually going to do a little break. There aren't actually that many as I expected to be. Yeah, I'm just going to do a break. Then discuss the B plus ranks, and then talk about the Genesect and Kyogre Groudons, and then end this video. So yeah, see you soon. Alright, I'm back again. Let me put on the music. Now we are at Mach Oil Slick. This thing is basically the same as Galeria and Slow King. It's an assault vest user, which, hold on, let me get here. Assault vest user that I would say has much more crippling factor. Like Pursuit and Knockoff with Poison Touch are really nasty, and you have Shadow Sneak or better Sucker Punch for priority, so you can also utilize this. Now the problem with it as an assault vest user compared to Galarian Slow King is it might have better special bulk, but the problem is it doesn't have regenerator and it has no way to heal itself, and that's a big issue if you want to check Pokemon more consistently. And the thing is, Galarian Slow King can switch in on Darmanitan and Zen Darmanitan because it doesn't fear Will-O-Wisp, while Mach Oilslick fears it very much. And yeah, that's pretty much the two reasons why it isn't as good as Galarian Slow King. It's still, hold on, sorry, it's still pretty decent. Like, it's stronger and especially bulkier, and has some really nice moves. Like Knock Off and Pursuit are really good, and Sucker Punch has priority, or you can also run Shadow Sneak or Earthquake. You still have something like Fire Punch, Ice Punch and such. Like, this thing is still really good, and it also has Toxic Spikes, which Galarian Slow King doesn't have. So it still has really good options, but Galarian Slow King is much more usable. It's much more consistent. And now we get to the another ability, Power of Alchemy. Power of Alchemy, this Pokemon copies the ability of the last fainted Pokemon. So let's say your opponent is a Thundurus, and you tank a hit from Thundurus and pursued it, and it dies. So now you have Mach Oilslick, who has Levitate, and this is really and can be really useful. But the problem is that some things are more that problem is like, these Pokemon have really good abilities, and if you manage to copy one of them, it's really nice. But yeah, it can also be that you copy a useless ability for yourself, and that you end up with like not as good of a Pokemon as it would have been with Poison Touch. Like, it's really up to personal preference. It doesn't have not crunch, it doesn't have bulk up, it has curse. So this is your only setup move with it, and yeah, that's Mach Oilslick. Next up we have Rotom Frost. Rotom Frost has a good speed here, but the problem is it doesn't outrun the 100s, and this really hurts it. But it still is a phenomenal Pokemon. Like No Guard, Blizzard, Focus Blast, Freeze Dry, Nasty Plot. This is a standard set of it. Yeah, there's like, it has a really good step combination, and with No Guard you can fire off Focus Blast and Blizzard without much issue, and Nasty Plot makes it a whole lot, makes it way stronger. I never seen it run multi-scale, and I honestly don't think it's all that viable. Does it have recover? If yes, then okay. Hold on, let me get to the Dex. Frost. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it doesn't have those options. It has snow warning, likely, and you can run an overlay set, something like this, and you can exchange Blizzard for Nasty Plot or Freeze Drive for Nasty Plot, and this could also be a viable set because you set up Arrow Veil, which is really good because they're they're really dangerous setup sweepers. Like, even though Zen Mode, Galarian, Damaitan, and Rotomon got nerfed, they are still really good setup sweepers. And something like Landorus Bengal can also use it to great effect. So, and also Disabilize, like all of them. Like, this, yeah. This set, can have great use. Hold on a bit. I need to open OBS again. Okay. I was looking at Discord for a minute. Rotom. I think the best set is something like this. This one has recover, so you can run this. Prankster, and yeah, run special defensive, run fast. I wanted timid. Yeah, one like you can customize its spread, I think. Something like this. I mean, okay, to be H, you could outspeed this one. Yeah, spread like this could work. Okay, hold on. Okay, no. Okay, so yeah, don't recover, will risk Hex, cripples physical attack, or generally cripples Pokemon, and Hex makes it difficult to switch in if you are already statused, and Taunt prevents the countermeasurements from slower Pokemon. You could also run, I wouldn't run an offensive set with it because it's so weak. Like, Landorus also has this special attack, but Landorus has Sheer Force and Life Orb, and this is a huge boost, and this Pokemon doesn't come near this. So I wouldn't bother with offensive sets. You can run a Volt Switch, Trick, and Toxic, like something like a Choice Scarf Trick set can work. Something like this can work. You can also exchange it. You can also run Prankster, and yeah, pretty much like in this case you don't need speed investment, because you need speed investment for those Pokemon you want to hit with Hex, but otherwise you can just dump all into bulk and be good to go. Okay, let me quickly look what monster you like to outspeed. Okay, crippling, some of those could be nice. Yeah, something like this. Yeah. Yeah, in this case, one leftovers. Cobbleberry is also a really good option on it, so it can stand on dark and ghost types and cripple them with Will-O-Wisp. In this case, I would run. Hold on. Wait, do you have D4? If yes, this would be nice. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this thing has many great tools. Like, Will-O-Wisp Recover are almost necessary on it. Hex can be exchanged for Shadow Ball or for Discharge or Thunderbolt. And the combination of Discharge and Hex is also really good. What else could you run? You can run. I said that offensive sets aren't that good, but it can still make use of nasty plots to give you the extra push to break through a more defensive team. But I wouldn't recommend it. Dual screens, it has pranksters, so dual screens can be good. Taunt, like something like Light Clay, Volt Switch, Reflect, and Light Screen. Yeah, something like this can work. Yeah, Voodoo Wisp Trick, like that's pretty much Rotom. Savalai Normal. This thing has adaptability, and I think the best set would be a choice spec set. You have Step Hype. Lord. You have Step Hyper Beam. With the combination of Flamethrower and Nasty Plots. Okay, not on this. Okay, not on choice specs, but something like this. This can work. Physical sets could utilize Choice Band with multi-attack, which is stronger, Earthquake, and Fire Fang. U-turn gives you a stronger U-turn, and I think actually that multi-attack is better coming off this attack stat than Hyper was coming off this attack stat, but I'm not so sure on that. What else is there to add? You can also run, of course, a Nasty Plot set, Recover, or Nasty Plot free attacks. You can still run Life Orb if you run Nasty Plot free attacks, but I really don't like the recoil, and I like to run something like Giga Drain. Or okay, if you run Life Orb, then Giga Drain is better, but you can also run something like Surf, or yeah, it's pretty much up to personal preference. In this case, I think Silk Scarf, Sword Stance, and Fire Fang, but you could also run Shadow Sneak to threaten ghost types. And to be honest, if I run Shadow Sneak, I like to run Adamant on it for the extra power of multi-attack. Yeah, that should be good to go. Of course, you can also run defensive variants of Savalai Normal, but to be honest, I wouldn't bother with it because the other variants like Water, Dragon, and Fairy are better suited for these roles. And also Ground, for example, but I don't think that Savalai Normal is the perfect Savalai type to run a defensive set. Next up we have Savalai Dark, and this is my personal favorite Savalai. I've ran this set in tours before. Multi-attack, Pursuit, U-turn, and Recover. And what this set does is you switch into it has, by the way, Dark Aura. Here is Arcade System's Dark Aura in this case, and the thing is, your multi-attack and Pursuit become really strong, and you can mess up every ghost and psychic type except for Aegis Slash and Aegis Slash and maybe Genesect and Delta, but otherwise, like the thing is, you still fear status, but I actually have a team where I paired it with Zacian, which has Misty Surge, so you prevent status, and this is a really good combination. Like Zacian makes it status immune, so it can switch in more safely against status spamming ghost and psychic types like Rotom and Damaret and Zen. And with those ghosts and psychics being gone, Zacian can spam step close combats, which don't have many switches aside from these ghost and psychic types. So this is a really good synergy that these two have, and I really like the synergy. You can also run something like Sword Stance with Iron Head and Drain Punch instead of Pursuit if you want a more sweeper-esque Sevalai. Also Dark Pulse, Flamethrower with Nasty Plot and Recover, for example. And yeah, you have a really strong Pokemon here. Now this is again really customizable, and I think this one also, yeah, I actually think that this one can also fit a defensive role for checking something like Genesect Delta and some of the Pikachus, but but to be honest, you're better off running a different support Severi than this one. Hold on, Discord again. Okay, OBS. I'm still recording, that's nice. Severi Steel. Severi Steel is a bit of a weird case because normally Steel is a really good defensive typing, and I actually think that it's one of the more underrated defensive Pokemon. But the thing is that its ability doesn't do it any favors. It has Sturdy as its ability, so you could run something like Rotom Heat where you run multi attack and heavy duty boots with Sturdy. But yeah, I honestly don't know if that's worth playing. What I actually wanted to look at is what move did you get again? Metal Burst, right. Okay, yeah, this is something I wanted to mention because you can also run Metal Burst. But something I want to try out is a lead set with Stealth Rock, Steel Beam, and Magic Coat. Something like this. Yeah, like you really have good bulk, and if there's something like a Rotom or a okay, hold on, a Rotom or a lead Fenris as an example, or Damaritan, you can just Metal Burst them, like cleanly one hit KO them. Or if it's a more defensive lead, or if it's like something like a Deoxys speed like lead where it can stack up hazards, you have Magic Guard to mess them up, and Steel Beam is practically a one hit KO move. Oh, okay. A suicidal move, like if you're low, you can just click Steel Beam and prevent something like defog from happening. In this case, you would like to run something like Timid with this, because Metal Burst, if I remember correctly, Metal Burst doesn't take your attack stats into consideration. So yeah, I would just run special attack and speed. So yeah, this is the Steel. It's a bit of a weird case, but yeah, and I think I missed it again. Okay. I'm so tired. I don't know why, but I'm so tired. Okay, Civil Fighting. This one has Scrappy, and you can already know what I'm going to say. It gained Mark Punch, this and that, Iron Head, and wait, Iron Head covers Stone Edge would be nice here to cover all of its weaknesses. Yeah. So yeah, this is pretty much self-explanatory. You have a spammable stab and spammable priority, Iron Head and Stone Edge for coverage. Like yeah, this is pretty much all you need. You can also run something like Sword Stance I like wait, was it? It was black belt, if I remember. Yeah, black belt. Something like this. Or something I want to try out is select berry, reversal, sub sword stance, and mark punch is there to mark punch is there to mess up other priority users so that they can't revenge kill you so easily. But yeah, okay, to be H, I think this is better. Yeah. That's a way of fighting. I don't know if no, I wouldn't run a physical a special set on this because it doesn't have any step. Yeah, no, it doesn't have any step. Yeah, don't run special survival fighting. Slowbro Galar. Here's the thing. Assault vest again. Runs. You could run something like this, like a pivoting set. This thing is, but this set is outclassed by Galarian Slow King, so I wouldn't bother running the set. You could still run it, but it's really hard to justify over Glow King, and Quick Draw is actually one of the is actually the most used one. And Quick Draw, what it does is users move like on the first turn it switches in. It has every move, every attack move has priority, or was it? I actually don't know if I made it every attack move or status move, or if status moves also count. But every move has priority, and but attack moves do 25% less damage. It's like basically every move behaves like first impression on the first turn. But like, okay, for example, I switch in my Galarian's Slow King against a Slowbro. Okay, no, against a Damaritan Galarian's Zen mode Damaritan, and I want to revenge kill it, and then Shell Sidearm does, okay, let me take Earthquake. Earthquake does, instead of 100 base power, it has 75 base power, but I move first. And on the next turn, it's Earthquake returns to its regular power. So yeah, this is basically how it works, and you can run Shell Sidearm, Sludge Bomb, Fire Blast, and people like Slack Off, something like this. You can also run specs with specs, not this. Hydro Pump here. You can also run physical sets with Poison Jab and Zen Headbutt. Okay, I wouldn't run Zen Headbutt, but Earthquake. What other physical moves are there? Okay, your physical Ice Punch, and yeah, something like Drain Punch. Its physical move pool isn't the best, but it's a pretty nice suppress actually. So you can run something like this, or and you can also be really really dumb and run something like this. Like, yeah, don't run something like this, but I mean, you could, but it doesn't. But Quick Draw isn't the broken thing it is anymore, so I wouldn't bother. So yeah, that's it. We have Slow King. Choice specs. I think you would like to run Electric Surge, Rising Voltage, Hydro Pump. And yeah, basically from here on, whatever you prefer. Fire Blast for grasses and then teleport. Or you can also run Ice Beam for grasses, which also hits strength. So something like this is really strong. The problem is rising voltage isn't as spammable because something like Thunderous exists who has levitate, which means rising voltage doesn't get the boost, and it quad resists rising voltage on top of that. And also like it is really prediction reliance, like it can't spam rising voltage. It also has to hit hydro pump, but something like something like muck is really a hard counter to this thing. Like it is immune to both of its steps, and ice punch doesn't do that much. So yeah, this is pretty much a hard counter. You can also run a specially defensive set with natural cure, water and thingy. Water and electric are a pretty decent defensive typing. You can run discharge, scald, slack off, and teleport. It doesn't have anything else other than that, but yeah. You can run volt switch, so to be less passive, or to gain momentum, but otherwise, yeah, you can mix and match its coverage. It's basically a special version of Slowbro, basically. Vivian Fancy. It has protein, run heavy duty boots, and bug buzz, hurricane, heat wave, U-turn, and you're good to go. Like you can pretty much customize it however you want. Like you can, instead of heat wave, you could run something like it doesn't have quiver dance, so don't try to sweep with it. You can run calm minds, you can run energy ball for more coverage, or hidden power ice, but this is basically the standard set. You can also run a lead set with sleep powder. So yeah, whatever you prefer. Like this thing is this. I would say that this is the standard set. Come in and attack, but otherwise you don't have much options aside from support like like Tailwind and Defog, and Calm Mind helps you sweep more easily, and Sleep Powder too. So yeah, there isn't much to vivel on. Now B, Dominaton Galar is choice band. I like to run choice band on it. Triple Axle, Stone Edge, then Superpower and U-turn. You can run either Ice Shot or Accelerock for priority. You can run Earthquake. You can even make something like Accelerock and then Accelerock bulk up, or Ice Shot with Stone Edge bulk up. It's up to you. It has Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, but those usually don't matter. Run it this way or another way. It's pretty much up to personal preference. You can also run a choice scarf set with pretty much the choice band moves, except don't run Accelerock and Ice Shot on this thing because it won't be used that much. So is there anything other that I'm missing? Like no guard is really good alongside Triple Axle and Stone Age, but the thing is its typing is so poor and it hates Stealth Rock, so you could also theoretically run something like heavy duty boots, but I don't know about this one, to be honest. So Dark Trio, here we have it has tangling hair. It has decent physical bulk and tangling hair, but I think you would like to run it more as a Garchomp that can tank, that can heal itself, like Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, Iron Head, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and pretty much the rest is up to you. You could also run a coil set, coil, and then something like Sucker Punch. Where is it? Sucker Punch. And here could be an item, or you could coil Shore Up, And this is actually the set I was going to put in here. The set will show up so that you can heal yourself and chip more targets. Other than that, it has gear grind, with coil, which removes the accuracy drop. Gear grind. What do you have? Memento for suicide leading, just like Dark Trio. Sucker Punch, as I mentioned. Toxic, Steel Beam. For suicide lead sets. Like this is basically a either this defensive set and this offensive Stealth Rock sets with Rocky Helmet, Iron Bobs, and Show Up, or you run something like a leftovers. You can run something like Tangling here, Sucker Punch, and what was the last thing? Coil and Gear Up, something like this. Usually gets the job done. So Pikachu PhD. This will be used on Sun teams mostly. Oops, I hit my mic. Most likely. You have Colberberry, Magic Guard. You have sorry. Like this thing has a ton of utility, but the problem is its typing is poor and it isn't that fast, so that really hurts it. Like you most likely will run something like Psychic, Stealth Rock, Teleport, and one less support option. Like Healing Wish is good, Knockoff is good, Nuzzle is good. Spikes are also worth considering. Dual Screens, Thunder Wave, Toxic, Trick. You can run something like a Scarf, like Trick, Healing Wish, and Volt Switch, something like this. Now the problem with this thing is it's really passive and it is hard rolled by Dark Trio, which is one of the best offensive Pokemon. And yeah, this is really, it's you can, like, the thing is, like, teams that don't like to run, like for example Vivillon Fancy or Genesect Molten, when we get to it, they, or Damatans, or all the Damatans, they don't like Stealth Rock, and you can slap it on your team, but the problem is that it's usually that it can be taken really advantage of because it lacks one or two moves. Like, it has so much utility, but the utility is dragged down a bit by its flaws. So yeah. What do we have next? Rotom Wash. This is a Trapper. Leftovers, Anchor Shot, Flip Turn. You could run. What else could you run? You can run something like Toxic and Pain Splits. Makes HP. You can out. What? So. Something like this. It's really bulky, and with Volt Absorb and its typing, it's a really good check to Thunderous. It traps Pokemon, Flip Turn, Toxic, Pain Splits. It has Foreplay. Like the thing is, it also has a really good support move, but it doesn't have recover, so don't bother with that. Sucker punch. I'm pretty sure someone could also make great use of it using I say knockoff choice band, but I haven't tried this out yet, so yeah. So you could also run something like this to better check Thunderous if you really like to. It has really good bulk, like yeah, Thunderous check. So yeah, let's move on. Grass has actually gotten a lot better with the Silvereye buff, because physical Silvereys were they were pretty weak, so they got some buffs, and Silvereye Grass is one of those who benefited most of the buffs. Actually, I don't know if I mentioned the other Silvereye abilities. Oh, okay, I mentioned them. Okay, this Silvereye has grassy terrain, and what it has multi-attack, grassy glides, stone edge, and U-turn. And this is a really good set on its own. I like to drop multi-attack. Multi-attack is a really nuclear attack, but I don't want it to be walled by Rotom Fan. So I like to run Fire Fang. And this has really good coverage. Like Sword Stance, Life Orb. And this is one of those cases where I like Life Orb because Grassy Terrain somewhat offsets the damage, and this is a really strong breaker. You can also make use of special sets, but I actually think the special sets kinda suck because you have coverage issues, because Giga Drain is not a great base to build on. Like grass types are resisted by a lot, and you only have a few slots to cover those Pokemon. And Nesty Plot, if you run Nesty Plot, then you have one less slot, but I run this, and you have to run something like this: Firewater Grass coverage with Ice Beam. And then you have to really predict, like something, for example, Silvereye Dragon or Silvereye Fairy. They have Dragon and Fairy as their stab, and those don't need much coverage. Like you can just run Flamethrower on both, and you are mostly good to go. But in Grass's case, if you run Flamethrower, you are hard-walled by Fire type. Okay, the same thing also goes for Silvereye Fairy, but Silvereye Fairy can run Surf on it and everything is good. But the problem is with this one, it is walled by dragons, so it has to run choice specs or give up on coverage when running Nasty Plot. So yeah, I don't think that special sets are really that good. I think physical sets are better. But yeah, it's up to personal preference what you like to run on it. I already covered Steel, Vivillon, regular Vivillon. It should be Vivillon Spirit, and hold on for a minute. Okay, I'm back again. Where was I? With Vivillon Spirit. Vivillon Spirit has multi-scale, which is our third multi-scale mod. And yeah, it runs offensive sets. Like always run, especially on this one, which is weak to Stealth Rock, run multi-scale. And you have physical moves like Poltergeist and Leech Life, Shadow Sneak. You still have Sleep Powder and Stun Spore, which are really good. Sword Stance is really nasty on this thing, like something like Sword Stance Roost. This could be a really good set. Otherwise, you have support options in Defog. You have First Impression, which is a really good priority move. Lunge for easier one. Like you could run something like Lunge and mess up physical attackers, because it doesn't have the best physical bulk, but with lunges it can tank a few more hits. So yeah, Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, Toxic, U-turn. Stuff like this can also work. Like first impression U-turn. I think you should always run heavy duty boots and roost, and you could run something like choice band, but you have to be really sure that you can get rid of something like hazards. So yeah, that was Vivillon. Zamazenta. Zamazenta is a really cool Pokemon. Like, it is decently it has okay, sorry again. It has really good bulk. It has decent bulk. It has intimidate, leftovers, close combat, knockoff, and from here on you can pretty much customize it however you want. U-turn, moonlight. Actually, that's honestly pretty much it. Like, it can run bulk up, body press, but I think that a set like this is usually good enough. Like, it's really fast, it has good physical bulk, and yeah. So what do we have next? Zacian Crowned. Zacian Crowned was the shield. No, I changed it to leftovers. Play rough, and yeah, from here on do whatever you want. Spikes, spikes, moonlight are a necessity on this thing, and at least to me. And then you can run something like Behemoth Blade or close combat, or you can also run sword stance on it. It's pretty much up to personal preference how you like to do this. So yeah. Yeah, something like this. It's really up to you how you want to run this thing. But it's a really good offensive spiker with decent bulk, a great typing, and mold breaker. So yeah. Regular Pikachu. Status Cling is a new ability it has. Hello. Status Cling is a new ability it says. It can lose an item, so it's basically sticky hold. But also, if it has no item, and if it makes contact with the opponent, or if the opponent makes contact with you, you steal their item. So yeah, that's I mean, it's basically otherwise it's basically Pikachu like. I think physical sets are better actually, and I think you should run Adamant because the power is just too great. Pass up, wall tackle, extreme speed, fake out, and then something like knock off or nuzzle or volt switch, whatever you prefer. I like knock off on it. You can also run a call mindset for special sets, like here Thunderbolt, Ice, Hidden Power Ice, and yeah, I don't know, Surf and Call Mind or Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot is probably better, but it's up to you. Yeah, that's basically Pikachu. Don't use Moto Drive because the other ability is way better. You also have something like Wish and such, but don't run Wish on it because it won't make any use of it. Next up we have Idle. Pikachu Idle is has Pixelate, it has this. Hold on, let me check something. I actually don't know if the light bulb boosts, how it affects it. Yeah, okay. The thing is, it has light ball and no, okay, now I remember. Its offensive stats are boosted by 2 times. So Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice. What else we have? I don't think you need HPIs. Okay, you need HPIs. Sorry. You don't have Nasty Plot, nope, but you have Volt Switch, which is which should be enough. Let's say this way. Okay, hold on a minute. I have to read something. Okay, cool. Let me get to the that's actually it, because you won't like this, and this thing's attack is really bad. Like I mean, even if it's doubled, it's still pretty weak actually, so I wouldn't run any physical sets on it. Run special sets on this. I mean it's really strong, it's really fast, and it's also pretty strong actually. I think it's really underrated. What do we have here? Libre. Here you are. Light clay. Light clay in this case boosts the defensive stats, defense and special defense. And the thing is, it will body press is boosted by the defense boost, so you could run body press, knockoff, and the rest is pretty much up to you. Slack off should be a necessity in my opinion. Otherwise you could run toxic, thunder wave, taunt. You can run bulk up. I think bulk up is a really nice move on this thing. Like something like this can work. Yeah, it becomes decent. It becomes decently bulky, and it has recovery, bulk up, body press, knockoff. Like there isn't honestly not much you can do wrong here. You can run drain punch instead of body press. Yeah, that's Libre. Bug. Savali Bug is pretty neat because it has tinted lens, and I run this, and explosion. You can run something like multi attack, but I honestly didn't fit it. And yeah, I know that multi that tinted lens makes up for non super effective hits, but if I have the chance to do super effective damage with something like earthquake or stone edge, I want to take the chance. Yeah, that's pretty much Severite Bug. You can also run something multi attack with sword stance, something like this can be really good. Or you can run bug buzz, flamethrower, nasty plot, and recover, something like this. And you can also run a different item on this set because you don't have because you have recover. Sorry, I'm so tired actually. So yeah, that is Severite Bug. Severite Fire. In my opinion, this is the worst Severite type. It has Flash Fire, and like the thing is, the Stealth Rock weakness is really bad, and the other problem is it doesn't have the best coverage. Like this is the same case as Severite Grass. Special sets don't have the best coverage because your base move needs a lot more types to cover up its weaknesses. The physical side has better coverage, like multi-attack and earthquake is already really good. Then you add something like stone edge or drain punch and it's already covered, but this coverage is good enough for this meta. So yeah, something like this can work. It's The problem is it doesn't get past something like Slowbro that easily, aside if it runs Giga Drain or Grasp. Okay, Grasp Pledge might actually be better in Sword Stance like this, but I actually don't think that Silver Fire is that useful because it doesn't even check anything really great. I mean, I guess it can check Genetic Molten, but there are rock types who do that much better. So yeah, I actually. Okay, it checks Rotom Heat, which is really nice, but aside from this, I mean, Rotom Heat has better checks like Galarian Slowking, Landorus Bengal to some extent, Mark Oislik, and yeah, okay. There's honestly much more, but it has checks that are better against the other Pokemon in the metagame. Oh yeah, Slowpoke Gala too. Like Slowpoke Gala also checks Rotom Heat. So yeah. Survival Fire still has a niche, but I don't think it's really that good. Electric. This thing has Lightning Rod, and I think you should run something like this: Ice Beam, Nasty Plot, Recover. And this is probably the best that you can run. It has Lightning Rod, so it checks other electric types, but yeah, the other electric types are actually much better. Like it's faces competition from Delta, but we actually don't know how viable that Delta is yet. So we will have to wait and tell how good that is. But like the Pikachu's are way better electric types, offensive electric types. And Slowking has electric terrain, and Thunderous is the best electric type because of Levitate. It's good offenses and the Drain Step and Drain typing in general. This one has Ice Beam and a really good support move pool, but yeah, I wouldn't run a defensive Severe Electric because ground types are everywhere. That's also one of the reasons why something like Rotom and Thunderous Furion are better electric types, because they aren't that bothered by other ground types, while Severe Electric is bothered by them pretty hard. Ghost. Ghost is, in my opinion, pretty underrated. It has Prankster, so you could run something like Toxic, Thunder Wave better. Thunder Wave, Recover, Parting Shot, like priority Parting Shot and Recover and Thunder Wave is really nice. You also have Prankster, server update. You also have Prankster, Defog and Stealth Rock. Now the thing is that something like Rotom also has all of these traits, and it actually has Will Wisp, which means it can cripple Pursuiters, but yeah, and it also has Taunt, so it is usually better, but Savannah Ghost has better bulk. It has Parting Shot, priority Parting Shot. It has priority Tailwind. So it has some pretty decent use, and it also has Stealth Rock, which are really good. Like, yeah, it's pretty much up to you, whichever one you prefer. I like Savannah Ghost better than Rotom personally, but as a prankster Pokemon, but yeah, that's just me. Severe Rock. This is our Sand setup because it has Sandstorm as its ability. Leftovers, multi-attack, Earthquake, Sword Stance, and Recover. It's really fast. It has yeah, it has a really good step combination, and unlike Savannah Ground, it's its rock move is 100% accurate, so it has 200% accurate moves to spam. Now the problem is it can't earthquake levitators, and but okay, to be honest, multi attack against levitators still does a ton. Like all of them take huge hits from it. Okay, this one doesn't run levitate, but you won't earthquake it. But like these three, they will pretty much get hurt by multi attack. You can also run Firefang again for Wartorm. What was his name? Fan. But yeah. So that's it. What move did you get again? Yeah, oh yeah, right. You got Meteor Beam. So you could also run something like a Power Herb Meteor Beam set with Nasty Plot and Recover, or any other move you would like to run. So yeah, something like this could also work. That's Civilized Steel, Rock, my bad. Now we have Tornadus. Tornadus is honestly a really nice Pokemon. Like, it has Aerolate and Technician, and for Aerolate you can run something like Fake Out, Rapid Spin, Brick Break, okay, probably not Brick Break, Storm Throw, and Knock Off or Roost. I think Roost is better, so something like this. I don't have any EV spread for this, but I think something like this should get the job done. Yeah, something like this should get the job done. So yeah, you have Aerolate, Fake Out, and Rapid Spin with Storm Throw, and this has and these three moves have really good coverage. You also have Technician, so you can run dual Wing Beat, Rapid Spin, Storm Throw, and Storm Throw is a really nuclear hit because it becomes 90 base power that always crits. So basically, Yoshifu style, and actually this should be a Impish nature because you won't run special moves on it. Like, it has some really good special moves, but I don't think you would run them. Knock Off is also a really good option. You could run Tailwind, Taunt. Like, this Pokemon is really utility based and it gets the job done, but its lackluster offenses and speed really hurt it, so it isn't that useful. Zacian is also a pretty underrated Pokemon in my opinion. Mystic Surge makes it status immune, so it has an easier time switching into walls, close combat, play rough, wild charge. Okay, no wait, it doesn't have wild charge, my bad. Hold on, let me look here. What do you have? The thing is, its coverage isn't that good because it doesn't have many great moves, but Fire Fang and Ice Fang get the job done. You could also run something like Iron Head to cripple fairies, but yeah. So yeah, that's this. You also have Sword Stance, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you could run something like a leftover Sword Stance set. But yeah, that's Zacian. I won't talk about these ones because you won't usually see them. But yeah, I will quickly talk about them. Bell is fast because like boosted speed. It has utility options in Encore. It has Technician Frostbirth, but yeah, it isn't. Otherwise, it isn't that good. Pikachu partner is Rock, Rock Electric. It has okay, hold on. Pikachu partner. It has Rock Electric, Lightning Rod. So yeah, Ice, Thunderbolt, Power Gem. The problem is that the other Pikachus are usually better, and you don't improve your team by putting it on your team. Pikachu starter is fast, it's decently strong. Problem is only that it's actually only Pikachu, the only electric type that isn't shaped by other electric types. But Thunderbolt, it has the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee moves, but it doesn't make great use of them. And to be honest, it isn't that good. Like, it has really good moves, but the other electric types usually provide more to a team than like, the thing is, your electric type should either provide some defensive utility alongside power, or its power should be ridiculously over the top so that you can justify using it. Like, Pikachu starter is somewhere in between. Like, it has decent offenses, but bad bulk. But the thing is, Thunderous Fury has really good defensive utility, like a decent check to Landorus's steps, and it also checks other electric types really well. It switches in on some ground types, and something like regular Pikachu has horrendous bulk, but it has immense power, which makes up for its shortcomings. So Pikachu starter doesn't have any of these. Flying has Unburden, and you could and it gained what did you gain again? Hurricane. Yeah, it got Hurricane. The problem is it can make much use of its ability. Aside from something like Weakness Policy or Blunder Policy, like Blunder Policy, Hurricane, and Nasty Plot could work. Although that would be overkill because you would be the fastest Pokemon around. But yeah, Ice has Refrigerate, and Refrigerate Hyper Voice is pretty good, but it's an Ice type and it doesn't have much defensive utility. Also, it doesn't have any defensive utility. It only has offense, but something like Sevali Electric and Fire, while both are not that good in my opinion, they still have the defensive utility of checking fire and electric types respectively. Sevali Electric doesn't have that. Sevali Psychic has Magic Guards, but the problem is that it's a Psychic type which is surrounded by a lot of Ghost and Dark types and many U-turns, and the problem is that despite it can run Psychic, it can run Life Orb pretty viably. It doesn't have, like, the thing is, its coverage is actually pretty good, like Flamethrower, Nasty Plot, Recover, but the problem is just that there are so many things running around that can threaten it, and it can switch in safely against many Pokemon. So yeah, Thunderous has a new ability which is Cloudburst, and Cloudburst summons rain before executing an electric type move, so you can run Volt Switch, Damp Rock, and you can switch out into a Rain Sweeper and pretty much, yeah, KO them. Pretty much set Rain without losing any turn, which is really good. But the problem is it's slow and it likes to run Levitate more. But the thing is, it doesn't have recovery. Its offense is really good, but like as I mentioned before, it has to be either really strong or have really good defensive utility. Okay, this one still has really good defensive utility. Like, it can still check Lando, and it does this actually better because it has better special bulk, but it doesn't threaten Lando out like Thunderous Fury does. So yeah, that's pretty sucky, and Cloudburst isn't worth of a niche anymore because we will get Kyogre and Groudon. So yeah, hold on, actually let me this video will be really long, and and oh man, oh god, yeah, this video will be pretty long. Summer Center is a pretty decent defensive Pokemon like Close Combat, Behemoth Bash, Stealth Rock, Moonlight. Nee, you have Recover. Yeah, defensive, blah blah blah. Here we have it. The thing is, Zacian is Zacian Ground is usually a better, slower, bulkier Pokemon. A slower, bulky Pokemon. Like Summer Center has Recover and really good bulk, but regular Summer Center has Intimidate, and it has really good pivoting options and knockoff, while this can only punish physical attackers with Behemoth Bash, and to be honest, it doesn't add much besides that. Okay, hold on, I blacked out. I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, it has Body Press Bulk Up, which is really nice. It doesn't have knockoff, so don't bother with that. It has King Shield, but Behemoth Bash isn't King Shield, but it's like two cannons and Beak Blast, where you charge up and attack at the end of the turn, and if the Pokemon makes contact, the opponent loses 2 points in attacks. So yeah, that's honestly it. The problem is it doesn't add much to a team besides a physical wall that can set up Stealth Rock, but Slowbro already does that without being passive, so Summer Center is mostly obsolete. Pikachu Rockstar, bad, like, don't use it. Like, where are you? Like, it has Thunder Punch and Meteor Mash, but the thing is, this thing is even harder checked by electric types because both of its steps are resisted by them. And yeah, it has Earthquake, but the best electric types have Levitate, so yeah. Otherwise, it's a really decent Pokemon, but yeah, the problem is just that it's too easily walled and its offensive potential is outdone by other Pokemon. It has Punk Rock Boom Burst, and I've actually battled it once in a tour, and I was really scared of it because I thought it would deal so much damage, but it actually has done so little damage. There's a replay of it, but I honestly don't want to search it up because yeah, I don't. Wait, do I have? Okay, wait, let me show if I have it. Let me see if I have it here somewhere. Okay, no, I don't have a folder for Alternatium, lol. So yeah, that was it. And Silverlight Poison. I think I honestly don't know what you have, but I think you should have Poison Point. Hello? Yeah, you have Poison Point. Like the thing is with Silverlight Poison is that it's a good U-turn punisher, but the thing is there are other good U-turn punishers like Walkie Helmet, Slowbro, or Walkie Helmet, what was his name again? Silverlight Water, or like something like. I actually don't think we have Flame Body yet. No, I think we have Static. Yeah, okay, you want to. Okay, yeah, this thing is the only Pokemon that can poison Pokemon. But the problem is that it is way better to add more chip damage to a Pokemon. Like the thing is, poison is really good. Poisoning a target is really good. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, Damaitan Zen is really the most oppressive Pokemon in this metagame, in my opinion, because it heals so much, and it is important to get rid of its wishes quickly, and you get this way more if you run something like if you run Rocky Helmet on your physical things. Like, you could run Rocky Helmet and Poison Point, and this would be really good, but then you have to use this as your defensive Pokemon, and while it isn't bad, like don't get me wrong, it isn't bad. What move did you get again? You got a poison move, but I don't know which one. Heh. Sludge bomb, lol. Okay, oh, you got sludge bomb. Like, the thing is, this set, we already discussed this set, and this set, while it is good, the problem is that defensive Savannah is better if you have types like Dragon, Fairy, or Water, which have really good which have better abilities and better defensive typings than Savannah Poison. Savannah Poison still checks Fairies, and it is probably the hardest check to Zacian. But as we saw, while I think Zacian is underrated, it isn't that common. Like, I would put it honestly here in B plus, but the other Pokemon necessitate sturdier defensive Pokemon than Savannah Poison. So yeah, that should be it with the viability rankings. Yeah. As I said before, the viability rankings aren't that I say correct. Like, these are the thoughts that the console thought. Okay, let's say it this way. The console put them in this order because of how we feel towards them. And I'm blanking. I'm so sorry, I'm blanking. Like we put them this way, so we have a Savannah, I see so many Savannas. We have a viability ranking that gives off an idea of the metagame, and this is pretty much also what I'm doing, and giving you an idea of the metagame and potential sets for all of these Pokemon. And now we will talk about the new additions, which are the Genesect and Groudon and Kyogre. First off, Genesect base. Genesect base has Mirror Armor, and it has really solid stats. I think you would run a special set, because why wouldn't you? Bug Steel, so you have Technoblast, which is still like it goes off the higher attack stat, and it matches the user's secondary typing, so it will be a steel move that is 90 base power. You have Bug Burst, you have Flamethrower, and this is pretty much already pretty good coverage. And you have U-turn. So this is a this would be a good set. Choice Scarf is also there. I personally like Specs more because of the damage. Yeah, the thing is, Mirror Armor can be really devastating when facing off either of these Summer Centers, because if you face off Summer Center, the regular Summer Center, you intimidate them. But if you face off Summer Center Crowned and it goes over Behemoth Bash, you can U-turn on it and give it the -2 attack, and switch into a Pokemon that can easily take advantage of a weakened Summer Center Crowned, and it also messes up defensive Landorus Bengal. Other Pokemon here, that's Mirror Armor. Mirror Armor isn't the best ability, but it gets the job done. Pretty much, yep. That should be all of it. It's a really decent Pokemon. I wouldn't put it that high. I would honestly put it somewhere B plus, above Mug Oislik, to be honest. I would put it here. Here. Next up we have Freezer. This is my creation. It has Montana, which is known by caps, and on switching it can't be hurt by any rock moves and Star Rocks. So yeah, you have this choice spending monster, and here in this case Technoblast goes off the higher physical attack in this ice type. You have U-turn, extreme speed, and then your choice pretty much. Attack order, heal order, leech life, or mega horn. I personally like mega horn on this one. So yeah, this is a thing you can run. This is checked by steel types, and steel types are everywhere in this meta. Like, I mean, there are really good steel types like Aegis Shield, Damet and Zen, Dark Trio. Okay, Dark Trio A has to be careful because of Technoblast, but we have the other Genesects. We have Rotom, Rotom Wash, Rotom Fan, and the crowned wolves. So yeah. A other set I like to run would be Focus Sash, because you have Explosion, Sticky Web, Extreme Speed, and Mega Horn should honestly be good enough here. Yeah. Okay. Or you could run something like U-turn in this last slot, something like this. Yeah. So yeah, this sets up Sticky Web and blows up. Pretty self-explanatory. Molten has Drought, and I think you should run this on it. Flamethrower, U-turn. It has Morning Sun, yep. It has Recovery, and what else do you have? You have okay, you won't make use of Shift Gear. You have Magic Code, which is really good for Sun teams especially. So you could run a set like this, a defensive set, and you can. And I'm pretty sure that this thing will be really good. Like, Groudon is the other Sunsetter, but this thing has a stab on its fire moves, and it has Recovery in Morning Sun. Groudon has a sturdy defensive typing and has spikes and is a really strong Pokemon. But yeah, I think both of them will have a niche as a water type, as a drought setter. So yeah. Just say Password is it's a really funny name actually, and it has both really good physical and special moves. And the thing is, private Wi-Fi changes the secondary typing of the Pokemon depending on which drive it has. If I give it the burn drive, it will be steel, fire, and so on and so forth. So yeah, you can run something like Choice Scarf, Technoblast isn't anything. Flash Cannon, Bug Buzz, U-turn, Flamethrower, and here we go. That's already pretty good coverage. Choice Scarf, Choice Band. Okay, wait, do you have Extreme? Yeah, okay, you have Extreme Speed, Blaze Kick, Leech Life, Iron Head, and so on and so forth. U-turn for Choice Band sets, and you can use specs on this. Burn Drive with Technoblast here. U-turn and something like maybe not energy ball, so you won't be walled by but there's maybe hidden power water. Yeah, something like this could work, to be honest. Technoblast, Technoblast should stay. Yeah, Burn Drive, Deuce Drive, yeah, pretty much. Like this thing is also really customizable. Like depends on really on what type you want your server light to be. So yeah. So and Genesec Delta is timid. Should be timid in my opinion. This choice specs, psychic search, expanding force, volt switch, flamethrower. Yeah, pretty much anything you want here. Thunderbolt. Yeah, this thing is I don't know how viable it will be. Like expanding force from psychic surge really hurts, but it's really weak. Like in DD female, okay, hold on. How is in, how strong is in DD female? Like in DD female hits that doesn't hit. It hits strong, but it isn't that strong, and it is it is really stronger than Silverlight. Not Silverlight. I'm used to saying Silverlight a lot in this video. To Genesec Delta, so yeah, I don't know how viable it will be. And the thing is, expanding force is walled by dark types, and yeah, so they can just switch in episode trap you. And the thing is, it has the same problem as Pikachu PhD, completely walled by Dark Trio, but unlike Pikachu PhD, it has Ice Beam. So I think it's a really good Pokemon, but I don't think it will be that viable. So yeah, let's move on to the Weather Titans. I have 7 pings. Holy shit. The Weather Titans. So okay, first off, G-Luke's Groudon. It's their Groudon is really nice on its own. Like it got rid of Sword Dance, which really sucks. But Spikes and Stealth Rock resistance, Drought. It is really strong. Precipice Blades hit stupid strong, and I actually think besides Aegislash, it's the okay. Besides Aegislash and Damayton, it's the strongest Pokemon in this metagame. So yeah, Groudon will be really good. Stealth Rock, good defensive typing, good physical bulk, offensive. It has spikes. I think it will be viable. Kyogre is a bit weirder because it is decently bulky and decently strong. But the thing is, it will be viable because it has Drizzle, is water type, and it still has Origin Pulse, and Origin Pulse is really stupid strong. Even like I can actually show this in Ubermons. We have a Kyogre which has this attack stat and is slower, but the thing is, it still hits so hard with Origin Pulse. Like it has a it's a really small chance, but it still has a chance to hit KO Blissey, which is ridiculous. So yeah, 100 is still really strong with Origin Pulse, and it's decently fast for the metagame. So I think it will be used. Okay, it will be definitely be used because of Drizzle. Now, I actually won Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. Mine is a rock. Okay, I actually don't know if you can see. Okay, you should be fine, honestly. It has really good. It has good physical bulk and it has good offenses, but I made it slower and especially vulnerable because it needs some drawbacks because it has Desert Land. It doesn't have the ground typing, rather the rock typing. And yeah, I gave it Rock Wrecker and Magma Rocks, and Magma Rocks is basically a weakened version of GMX Volcalith. And yeah, I think like this thing still stops something like Kyogre, and it nullifies any water moves, which is really good. And it still has options like Lava Plume, Magma Rocks does good chip. It still has Rock Polish for sticky web teams and Stealth Rock and such. And yeah, the typing isn't that good defensively, but with Desolate Land it can definitely make some use out of it. So yeah, I think it will be used, but more so this will be more so used. Now the thing is, I actually messed up with the calculations, and it has 75 speed, but I changed it to 65, so it can have the base set total of 600. But yeah, it is like it has better overall bulk, and has the same special attack. It has a better defensive typing, and Primalcy helps it with it. And we have a lack of grass types, so the only grass types are Mow and Savali, and those have their own unique ways. Primordial nature is basically frenzy plants, but you can summon grassy terrain. So yeah. I'm excited for these changes. There's the new slide, Deoxys, and you can participate in them. I won't, because I have really no ideas, and I really like some of them. I honestly really like all of them. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically it. Check Alternatium out. It's a really good, it's a really cool metagame. I really like it. There are also some sample teams on the Discord server. Hold on, let me show you them. Huh? Where is it? Yeah, sample teams. Yeah, I will show you them quickly. Yeah, like you can use them to get into the metagame more easily. Hold on here. Yep. Like this, for example, is a bell drum set for this is basically a screens offense teams, which has so many Pokemon that can abuse screens. And yeah, I've already talked to some of them, like Bengal, Mo, and GSN. But yeah, so that is Alternatium. I really hope you enjoyed. I love this metagame. Give it a shot. I will link everything for you down below. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Actually, I want to mention something. There have been some people from the M4A Discord server that wanted me to make a video in German. The thing is, you probably won't understand anything, but I could make the extra work and put some subtitles. But not gonna lie, it would be really funny if I did. It would be really funny if I did a video on in German. Would be really funny. But yeah. Hold on, while I'm at the M4A server, I want to do something. So yeah, let's make a deal. 10 likes. 10 likes, and the next video will be in German. No, I'm just okay. If you really want to, I do it, but otherwise I won't do it. With that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, check Alternatium out, check all the links out. I will link everything for you: the spreadsheet, Discord, the thread, the new slide, Dragon Haven, etc., etc. Everything for you. I hope. Oops. Lol. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. We see ya. Bye.